box-lacrosse players still out here, and I can have the chance to profit from his knowledge, so I fucking go. I paid €200 for it.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's a pair of gloves, right? I was like, okay, yeah, fuck off, I go to it, let's see what happens, and I was playing up like 49 guys, so was coming, like, yeah, we have 10 slots left. I was like looking up, like, why is it also a good chance to fucking make it? And I made it in the end, so I fucking went as a right frame, so it doesn't matter. The first time. First time last year. Here and 6 days ago, it was standing here. Sitting in the national anthem of Switzerland. Looking at a flag, I was so proud. It was my first ever international game. Yeah,
That wasn't it.
What?
That wasn't it.
No, it was Switzerland. It was for Switzerland, but I was so fucking proud.
Do you know David?
Yeah,
Sorry,
no.
Is he playing for Swiss?
No, he's playing. Only Italy. Yeah, like I told you, he's based Italian lacrosse.
They schedule all the players, and then they make everyone has 6 gloves, helmets,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. I know. He plays lacrosse with old lacrosse. Old Saints. No, but like,
This is
yeah, he's still living. He would be able to play for us. I don't know. You know how he made it?
You know what?
He's fucking cold, but like, he can fuck up. I do not go to the girls. I still my shit. I stopped playing for you guys. I stopped playing the whole shit. Yeah, he's running the shit basically, and this is why I appreciate him that much. Like, I like the football, double played in Switzerland, we play box and ball together. So we won the national job and we won the national together. He is a great guy, and if I see him, I'm gonna win the next. I have to take him to lunch. He's like, he's a great guy. He's pretty proud to get program in the league, but this is like
Dámy a pánové, začíná finále 30. ročníku memoriálu Aleše Hřebeského. Ladies and gentlemen, the final game of the 30th annual of the Aleš Hřebeský Memorial starts right now. Let's welcome and introduce our teams. The visiting team, according to game protocol, are Victoria Leprechauns from British Columbia, Canada. Dámy a pánové, týmem, který je podle zápisu jako hostující, jsou Victoria Leprechauns z Kanady, z Britské Kolumbie. Let's welcome the players. Number 2, číslo 2, Riley Marsh. Number 8, číslo 8, Colton Lickstone. Number 9, číslo 9, Jake Harrington. Number 11, číslo 11, Matt Perry. Number 13, číslo 13, Will Cookman. Number 14, číslo 14, Cole Christian. Number 15, číslo 15, Jackson Boyd. Number 16, číslo 16, Tom Weston. Number 17, číslo 17, Braden Susi. Number 18, číslo 18, Colt Neck. Number 24, číslo 24, Brian Robb. Number 28, číslo 28, Liam Phillips. Number 35, číslo 35, Dubenský. Number 41, číslo 41, Braden Hickey. Number 54, číslo 54, Brennan Cullen. Number 77, číslo 77, Stefan Friedl. Number 89, číslo 81, Brandon Harstad. Number 90, číslo 90, Brendan Murphy. Ladies and gentlemen, Victoria Leprechauns. Let's welcome the team from Nova Scotia Privateers, who is defending their championship from last year. Number 1, číslo 1, Joe Martin. Number 3, číslo 3, Mitch Broussard. Number 4, číslo 4, Brett Draper. Number 6, číslo 6, Ben McKay. Number 7, číslo 7, Paddy Quinn. Number 8, číslo 8, Ian Connors. Number 9, číslo 9, Zach Kerrigan. Number 10, číslo 10, Glenn Holmes. Number 11, číslo 11, John McDonald. Number 13, číslo 13, J.D. Dunbar. Number 14, číslo 14, Matt Dunbar. Number 16, číslo 16, Mark Stewart. Number 22, číslo 22, Luke Seltzer. Number 23, číslo 23, Drew McDonald. Number 26, číslo 26, Tyson Carberry. Number 32, číslo 32, Ian McShane. Number 52, číslo 52, Stu McAlone. Number 66, číslo 66, Jeremy Baumeister. Number 77, číslo 77, Alex Bechard. Number 89, číslo 89, Cole Reshney. Number 93, číslo 93, Tremaine Carberry. Number 97, číslo 97, KJ McNeil. Number 99, číslo 99, Robbie Grant. Coach of the team is Rob Humphries, manager Alan Humphries, and then coaches Glenn Dunbar, Conor DeBruyl a trainer Vojtěch Kovařovec. Dámy a pánové, ještě představíme rozhodčí zápasu. Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce the referees of the game. Yves Ganě, Matouš Kilšer, Martin Bartuška. Je naší tradicí, že finálovým zápasem memoriálu Aleše Hřebeského hrajeme státní hymnu zúčastněných týmů. Zase máme jednoduché zazní státní hymna Kanady. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our tradition that prior to the final game we play the national anthems of participating teams. Please stand up and put up your head for the national anthem of Canada.
Hello, lacrosse friends, and welcome back to the 2025 Aleš Hřebeský Memorial. This is the 30th edition of this wonderful tournament. We are at the championship stage. I'm Stephen Stamp, pleased to be bringing you this gold medal game between the two-time defending champion Nova Scotia Privateers and the new kids on the block, the Victoria Leprechauns, a collection of largely senior B players from Victoria on Vancouver Island in Canada. They are a brand new team. They had to win every game. Both these teams are undefeated. There will be one undefeated at the end of the tournament. Nova Scotia came out with a bit of a slow start, playing the London Knights in gold pool play, winning 4-2, but basically just on a few breakdowns defensively by the Knights. Then took a 5-0 win over Chocolax. Went to the quarterfinals where they played Lacrosse Club Custodes as the hosts. Their opponents in each of the last 2 championship games. They won that one 8-6, and then took care of Alberta 6-3 in the semis. They are back to the title game, and Captain Jamie Dunbar is battling with Colt Nyek for the opening face-off. Victoria wearing their white with the green and black trim. Nova Scotia with their blacks. Their whites are nice, but these blacks may be the best uniforms in the tournament. They're up there. Victoria gets possession after an extended battle. This is Brian Robb jogging up over center. He's going to leave it there. Brendan Cullen. Colton Lidstone, been a key factor for this offense. Loses the ball. Thomas Weisen trying to get back. It does go to Lidstone. Hard rip, save Cole Reshney, the starter for Nova Scotia, who has been excellent. Last year, he and Nathan Jollimore split time. Jollimore wound up being the main man in the final. Terrific job as they won. Now it will be Reshney. There's Zach Kerrigan, speaking of main men, been the top offensive player in the tournament the last 2 years, driving the back-to-back championships. A little quieter this year. He is stopped on his first shot by Pete Dubensky. Dubensky has been sensational for the Leprechauns. Stepan Friedel, the Czech, gets a big pick, but it's fought through nicely by Drew McDonald. There's a rip from outside, and the 30 will expire on the Leprechauns. 3 12-minute stop time periods. It's a substantially longer game than the 2 15s of running time that the teams have been playing throughout the week, the 4 days. This is the 5th game for Nova Scotia, the 6th for the Leprechauns. Kerrigan driving to the net past Brendan Murphy. He does not score. He started to raise his hand, but Murphy goes in and digs it out from amongst Dubinsky's stuff. Dubinsky picks up his glove, has to put that back on. That pass to Cullen. Took a few tries to control, but he gets it over to Lidstone. Around the top, rips one, Reshney scoops it up into his stick. He's looking up the floor. Nova Scotia is missing some real transition talent from the last couple of years. Niall Sear with an Achilles injury suffered in the Arena Lacrosse League. Chris Millette not available, but Mark Seward has stepped up hugely in the transition game for them. He's number 16. You'll see plenty of him. That ball pops out of the stick of Paddy Quinn, and he's going to toss it up. Tried to toss it up to Ben McKay. It's just going to be swatted ahead there by John McDonald. It's turned over to the Leprechauns. Running up over center, Jackson Boyd. Boyd's had a strong tournament. 3 goals, 4 assists. Here's Riley Marsh. 2 goals and 5 assists. He's really been a facilitator for this Leprechauns club. Lidstone is the finisher with 5 goals leading them. Reshney being very assertive, getting those balls near his crease. Lobs it ahead this time to Ian Connors, another new addition to the club this year. Connors and Brett Draper. You're going to see number 4 on defense has been huge. One of the best defensive players in this tournament. There's Robbie Grant, had a couple of huge goals in the last game. That pass reaching up and catching is Kerrigan. He's running back near center as the shot clock winds down, and he'll just flip it back into the corner. Liam Phillips. 4 goals for Phillips and an assist coming out of that defensive role. He is constantly pushing the ball up over center and occasionally going with it all the way. Here's Friedel. Tries to spin around the defender. It pops out, and it looks like Tyson McCarvery will come away with that one. Carvery sprints right through his crease. He's wondering where the call was, but he ran right through the crease. He'll have to put the ball down, head to the bench to get another defender out. Driving to the net. Cullen, he steps in the crease. Huge cheering, then booing. Everyone
Hey, everyone get loud for the camera.
having fun in the crowd. Huge crowd, even without Custodes in the final. We're getting solid participation out in the stands. Here comes Jake Harrington. He's got 4 goals, almost gets 5. Harrington has played some forward for Victoria, but he really has impacted them in that transition role. Here's Lidstone. Lidstone back pedals over to Boyd. Gonna go back to Lidstone. Vyson under some tenacious checking by Brett Draper, kind of getting under his skin, certainly under his chin as Draper's kind of got up towards the chin of Vyson. Lob pass out, Mitch Broussard. Broussard spinning, working with Smeltzer. Big pick by Smeltzer that probably was a little over the line or at least very close to it. Victoria will get the ball back and almost a back in for them. But nice job avoiding the crease by Liam Phillips. Oh, so smart. Graydon Susi will just hand it off and Colton Lidstone will get things going as they finish their change. 5th attacker coming out is Boyd. He's drifting into the top of the formation, cuts through the middle. Lidstone drives to the net. A little slip. Ian Connors lost his footing. It is still a bit damp. We've had rain for 2 days, yes, the 2 days before today. Very sunny and warm today, but not fully dry on the turf. Especially down in the corners where there's more shadow. This is a chance to run for the Privateers. Passed ahead by Stu McElhone. Here's Matt Dunbar. He'll circle down underneath. Tried to get it to Kerrigan, but lost control. It bounces down onto the turf. Doesn't on the shot clock, but it's picked up by Phillips. Couldn't just wait for it because there was too much time and too much pressure, but he does a nice job getting away from the boards, passing it up and quickly to Brian Robb, who will find Riley Marsh. Drew McDonald well out on Robb. They're really getting into each other's faces. The stick kind of rode up into Robb's chin. He's going to go straight to the face, and Robb's going to take the penalty here on the retaliation. It's going to be an illegal cross-check, and Marsh and McDonald were getting into it, and Robb. Robb's unhappy, but you can see, I think that he does come straight into the mask. And it's hard to say from here, but it looked to me like, obviously, I mean, McDonald was getting after him, but it really looked like his stick rode up on the stick of Brian Robb, and Robb kind of went straight to the face. So Kerrigan behind the net. Hard shot there by Patty Quinn. Pops out to Ian McShane, spins and shoots. Another chance for Kerrigan. It's going to be grabbed by Dubensky. Lobs the pass ahead as he was running out of time. That's just going to bounce over the boards, and it'll be turned over. 28 seconds left on the power play. This stop time makes the biggest difference probably on power plays, because normally with the 1 minute penalty, since it's shorter games, you have one chance pretty much. But you can have more opportunities if the ball goes out of bounds, for instance, because the clock stops and you get it back. Earlier in the tournament, that pass by Dubensky that went out of bounds would have killed most of the rest of that power play. As it is, it goes away anyway. 10 seconds left for Brian Robb, then he'll be released. See if he goes up and joins the O, as Victoria's going to have the ball till then, or if he runs across to the bench to get it forward. Here's Riley Marsh. Yeah, he's going to go to the bench. And Braden Hickey will go out and join the fray for the final 14 seconds. Here's Vyson trying to fight through the checks from Brett Draper. That is quite a matchup. Pass ahead. Jeremy Baumeister moves that ball on. Glenn Holmes is going to find Smeltzer. Smeltzer's had a great tournament. He's going to let one rip off the post. Goes ricocheting right out into the Nova Scotia bench, actually behind the bench into the crowd. Be a fresh 30 possession for Nova Scotia, and a souvenir for someone out in the crowd. Kerrigan wants the ball on the near restraining line. He gets that pass. Rips one, fakes it. Now he shoots, saved by Dubensky. Kerrigan gets it back, tries to tuck it home. Dubensky, another save. He's been spectacular in this tournament. Speaking of souvenirs, he's been creating some, as some of the saves he's made have sent balls flying out into the neighborhood. Cullen hands it off to Lidstone. We'll go and try and open some space for him. Lidstone didn't like the cutters that he saw in terms of availability. That's going to be a penalty. As Boyd was knocked down, it's going to be erased on the goal by Braden Hickey. Blasting that one high to low. That is a referee cam that you're seeing occasional glimpses from. And right now, you might see here, we're going to see the shot. We would have seen the referees reporting where he's looking. There's a rip by Hickey as Matosh Tilsher has the camera on his helmet. Face-off violation, and Jamie Dunbar will get the ball. Nope, he's going to leave it there for Glenn Holmes, who's already a forward, so it makes sense for him to start with possession. Daring throwing it back right towards center, but works out okay. Here's John McDonald. Stripped. Phillips trying to get after it. Holmes hustling back to try and take away this chance from Robb, but he scores! Brian Robb on the run. What a play. And Liam Phillips, I think it was Phillips, the other one there, the heads-up play to basically just get out of the way and let Robb run onto that one. The Leprechauns trying to become what I think will be the first Silver Group team to come all the way up and win the gold medal. That is a great play by Robb. There's Phillips just after he had ceded the option to go get that ball. And that's a great shot from Brian Robb. This is going to be a nice view of it. Reshny got a little with the arm. Not enough. Nova Scotia has the ball. They push it ahead to Broussard. Down 2-0. We're still in the first period. This game is substantially longer. Once again, 3 by 12 minutes stop time instead of 2 by 15 running time. Broussard going to flick it up to Smeltzer. Shoots through traffic. It gets through Dubensky but goes wide of the net. McShane has it down to 5 on the shot clock, so he'll run in. Pass one back to Kerrigan. That's in. That's a goal. Kerrigan and McShane get together for the first goal by the Privateers. Dubensky, so athletic, comes roaring across his crease, but can't quite stop that one. This is going to be a great shot here. Yeah, he just hammers it home. This, we'll actually see where the ball goes. Nice job by Kerrigan to avoid the crease as he comes in, and you can see him depositing it. The official had to take a look for a moment to make sure that that one was in, but Kerrigan had no doubt he had buried that. It's 2-1, 2 minutes to go. Ooh, Phillips goes down. Just want to see him get up and look okay. It looked a little awkward. He's fine. What a tournament he is having. Big team defense is going to turn the ball over, and the Privateers will come down and try and tie things back up. Ian Connors with it. Kerrigan's going to take his time as they wait for the rest of the change. Or is he? Yeah, he is. He stutter-stepped. Looked like he might take a rip. They're going to wait. Driving to the net. Shooting. That's going to be a crease violation. As McShane landed in the crease. Here's Robb again. Oh, big stop. Cole Reshny. And the pass out to Mark Seward. He has been a demon in transition. He's going to head to the bench now, and the offense will set up as the final minute of the first comes around. That's Smeltzer. Back to Mitch Broussard. Kerrigan will set a pick, roll, gets the pass. Stopped by Dubensky. Nice defense there by Graydon Susi. Both these teams, a lot of familiarity. We'll get into that a bit more. Right now, though, 47 seconds to go. Kerrigan from behind the net, back across to McShane. The veteran leader. Rips a low one. Dubensky makes that stop. Oh, that was actually a big hit by McShane on his own teammate as he flattened Paddy Quinn. I think Quinn will forgive him. He even goes and sets a pick for him. Ducking underneath, great drive. Oh, the foot save. Nova Scotia gets it back. Man, Dubensky's been lights out. There's a quick stick, another stop. Dubensky quickly across to deny Patty Quinn. Susie hands it off to Lidstone. Kerrigan with the forecheck. Just as the period's about to expire, a shot from Stepan Friedel, and we will go to the first intermission with the score 2-1 in favor of the challengers, the Victoria Leprechauns, over the two-time defending champion Nova Scotia Privateers. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and we'll be back with period 2 of the championship game of the 2025 Aleš Hřebeský Memorial. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. We are ready to go with period number 2 of the championship game. Dunbar and Czech back at the dot. We're underway. Mateusz Tilscher, sorry, with that close look at the faceoff. And the Leprechauns into the offensive zone. They lead 2-1. There's Vyson with the shot. Drifts a little bit wide. Lidstone spins. Shot from well downtown. Reshny had no trouble with that. There's a shot from downtown. That one's stopped by Dubensky. The outside shot's not getting through. Well, getting through to the goal, but not getting through into the goal. Here's Harrington on the run. He'll leave it there for Friedel. Stepan Friedel played in Victoria last summer. Excited to join the Leprechauns for this. These are a bunch of his teammates. There's a pass through to Lidstone. What a handle, and he scores. The shot was nice. The catch was spectacular. Lovely pass through. Look at Riley Marsh. I said before the game, he's been the facilitator. You can see why. All over. That was Alex Bichard all over Colton Lidstone, but not enough to stop him from making it 3-1. Is that a fourth? No. Sorry, other end, but made it 3-2. Oh, there's so much going on here. Graydon Susi. Here's Thomas Vyson. Vyson's shot stopped by Reshny. Sprinting up the floor. Brett Draper will hand it off. Ben McKay lobs it across. Kerrigan gets a big pick for McDonald. That's the ball knocked out by Rob. Rob's having the impact game. That one bounces off his face or the side of his head, and he just takes off up the floor. There's no transition, so he'll just head to the bench to get a forward out. There's some pressure. Nice job there by Harstad. Brendan Harstad, under pressure at center, finds his help and maintains possession for the Leprechauns. Boyd fighting out of the corner. The defense way up on him with Mark Seward. Seward would love to pop that one and spring himself for a goal the other way, but instead it's Riley Marsh getting that ball right on top of the crease going a bit of a twister. The Leprechauns, they were the talk of the tournament before things got going. I was here for a day and a half or so before it started, and everyone was saying, wow, Victoria, such a lacrosse town. The Shamrocks with their legendary status, and you can see why. Look at those moves, and then Marsh just kind of hiding in the slot. Gets the pass, and there's nothing hiding at that point as he buries it. 4-1 Leprechauns. Still lots of time, 21 minutes of stop time to go for the Privateers to try and come back. And over and back as there was a tip. Smeltzer tracks it down, but it gets away from him, rolls it over, and Tremaine Carvery is going to try and get it, but pressure there. Nice job by Hickey to expire the 30-second clock of the Privateers, and it's going to be Leprechauns' possession. Harrington will take it, wait at center for the O to come out. Leaves it there for Stepan Friedel. Marsh brings it across. Vyson moves it on to Lidstone. Lidstone trying to go to the net. Great strip by Smeltzer, the forward. Back for a D shift, goes over the head. And that's very close to a holding call, but just not quite by Brendan Cullen. It's handed off to Brett Draper. And the Privateers will have about 18 seconds to work with as the ball comes to Ian McShane. The alternate captain has a lane open and scores. And you see Brendan Cullen looking around like, where was everyone? And Pete Dubensky may ask that as well. Where was my defense? There was no one in the way of McShane, who senses the opening. Look at this, right there he goes. Boom, 5-hole bouncer. You can see the moment when McShane realizes just how open this lane is. It's 4-2. The Privateers start to creep back in. It's going to be Victoria possession off the face-off. Here's Braden Hickey over to Colton Lidstone. Vyson looking for a pass in the middle. A pair of defenders jam in on him. Hickey's shot is knocked down. Privateers trying to take off. They do. Jamie Dunbar is just going to slow it down. Kerrigan's the first lefty off the bench. Where the Privateers, as the higher seed, as the defending champions, get the home bench, which means, oh, a shot from outside. Robbie Grant somehow finds a spot through. Pete Dubensky's been stopping basically everything he sees in this tournament. I don't think he saw that. You can see the bouncer as Kerrigan just lobs it over, and Grant from the restraining line rips that one through. We're going to see here actually if there was much of a lane for him to see. But I don't know. Dubensky might have had a look. That's just a great shot by Robbie Grant. It's 4-3. Step on Friedel. Cullen over to Lidstone. Leprechauns trying to turn things back around. They can't quite connect with Friedel. And taking off on the run is Brett Draper. May have caught Dubensky off guard, stepping out as he shot on the off foot. Falling down, but throwing it back. Nice heads-up play to save that possession. But Dunbar is swallowed up by a pair of backtracking Victoria players, and they will come away with it, getting the ball to the near side to Cookman. He's going to slow it down, get it to the offense as we're near the midway point of the second period, which will put us halfway through the championship game. Driving to the net, shooting, stopped by Greshny. Another shot, Greshny stops again. The ball pops loose. It's free along the boards, and it's snagged there by Cullen. He had thoughts of a dunk, passes it out top, and here comes Jake Harrington for a shift on the O. He'll set a pick, he rolls inside, he's open. The ball arrived just at the same time as KJ McNeil did. Now they have a chance to get it to Seward, but it pops away from him. Seward will track it down in the corner. Oh, he slips. That is probably the wettest spot in the entire rink. That is very hidden by the trees, the shadow. Seward couldn't believe it. He has been a force in transition for the Privateers this year. Phillips lobs it off. Vyson across the top, shoots. Stopped by Reshny, almost snuck through. It's grabbed there by Matt Dunbar. He'll take off. A little speed wobble by Stepan Friedel allows some space for Dunbar, and he gets it ahead to Tremaine Carvery, who's just going to flip it up. Here comes Ben McKay. McShane, big pick for him. Kerrigan surveying from the far side, feeds it through to Broussard. Big save, Dubensky. And it pops straight to Brendan Murphy, who immediately gets it ahead, but wide of Matt Perry. And you can see Perry saying, just settle it down a bit. I don't mind the pass. I don't mind the idea. Just got to be a little sharper. Get excited. It's a championship. 4:48 to go. Kerrigan along the boards. He loves to start there, take a look, cut to the net, shooter pass. Here's Glenn Holmes. Feeds it through to McShane. Nice trail check. That was Brian Robb. Oh, he has been outstanding in this game. Shot from the high slot, then behind the back on the follow-up by Paddy Quinn. Kerrigan, the first one there, just on the backside of center, grabs it, slips down, pops up, runs back into the offensive zone, heads to the net, passes down, hard shot, McShane back to the scores. Ian McShane gets his own rebound and buries it to tie it 4-4 with 4:18 to go in the second period. Wow, do we have some great games at championship time here at the Aleš Hřebeský. Man, oh man. See Kerrigan find McShane, the quick shot, and Murphy goes after the ball, but it goes past him and out to McShane, who was right on the crease and quickly puts it back as Dubenski flails after it. Gear flying everywhere in a desperation attempt to get to it. Here's Nyek getting possession for Victoria. They'll try and settle things down a little bit. Hickey waits. Boyd to the far side to Marsh. He's going to shoot. Reshny gets it. It rolls away from where he pounces on it. Nobody sitting there looking for a rebound. Here comes Bichard. Draper handed it off. Kerrigan's going to get it back from McKay. Leaves it for Broussard. Here's Robbie Grant from downtown. That one gets blocked out front. Broussard gets it. Jump shot. Dubenski save with the arm. Kerrigan, 22 left in this fresh 30. Fakes, drives to the net, jumps, shoots, gets a little steep. Don't think he wound up with quite the angle he was hoping for and misses. Here they come the other way, Braden Hickey. There's a bunch of black jerseys back. Nova Scotia is so responsible in transition defense. The second period is the one where you've got to be careful. Your net is a long way from your bench. The forwards have to get to the bench and let those defenders get out. It's picked off. Speeding towards the other end. Tyson Carvery scores! Tyson Carvery goes starfish on the boards after a spectacular goal that has vaulted the Privateers back into the lead. Carvery, look at those wheels. Oh, great shot just past the left foot of Dubenski. Oh, perfect. There's a playoff game going to be starting, a National Lacrosse League game in Halifax tonight, Eastern Time in Nova Scotia. And all these players would love to be there, but they are perfectly content with where they are at the moment, which is leading, looking for a third straight Hřebeský championship, and Cole Reshny got just enough to keep them ahead on that play. It's going to come forward to Brett Draper. He will calm things down. Draper made a great play in an earlier game to spring Mark Seward for one of his goals. Here's Holmes. Tries to get underneath. Nice recovery there by Brendan Harstad, who's having himself a pretty good game. That's going to be tracked down by Smeltzer. The do-it-all forward flips it over. Broussard avoids traffic, goes down low to Smeltzer. He is run over by Jake Harrington, who was not about to let that pass get through, but the 30 expired just as that was happening. Here comes Liam Phillips. Takes a peek, sees what's going on, passes it off, goes to the bench. Colton Lidstone. Bison sneaking behind the net. They come up to Hickey. Gets a pick from Friedel. The roll not really there as Colton Lidstone takes the ball on the far side. That's a big pick. And I believe the official's whistle went halfway to his mouth and then went back down. Here's Hickey. Save Reshny. Boy, Pete Dubenski's been spectacular in this tournament. Cole Reshny, maybe not as spectacular. He's been great though, so solid, and made some big saves. That one included, the latest of them. Here's McShane, 1:10 to go. It's through the legs and well off target. Dubenski chops down, trying to get the ball, instead gets the feet of John McDonald. Matt Perry will trot up over center. Down along the boards. Into the final minute of the second period. Boyd to Marsh, quickly to Lidstone. Lidstone rips one across to Boyd. He's going to fire it. That's well off target. 6 to shoot as Lidstone gets it back. Passes it through. It's off the shoulder of Bison. Back out to Lidstone. He's still got a second. That one's blocked. The Privateers just everywhere in every lane on that one. 30 seconds left in the period. Reshny right now is staying in his net. Nova Scotia can wait for the last shot. The time on the shot clock is the time left in the period, as it's under 30 seconds. Nova Scotia is going to stay 5-on-5. Kerrigan working with Broussard. Big pick there from Broussard. Chance in front. Oh, what a save. What a defensive play. Harrington just flattens McShane, who comes up and gets after him. Oh, you got to be careful, guys. And Dubensky starts throwing a couple of hands over there. There's no fighting in the tournament. If you fight, you get tossed out. Harrington with the point. I'm not sure I love that. I'm not sure the refs are going to love that. But things will be settled down. They're going to send them to their benches as the second period ends. What a contest. 5-4, the two-time champion Privateers over the new kids on the block, the Victoria Leprechauns. We're going to take a 4.5-minute break, and we will be back to the gold medal game of the 2025 Aleš Hřebeský Memorial. We're underway, period 3 in the Aleš Hřebeský Memorial. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. It is 5-4 for the two-time defending champion, Nova Scotia Privateers. As one might expect, it's getting a little feisty out there. We ended with a bit of a kerfuffle at the end of the second period. Now we enter the third of 3 12-minute stop time periods, a one-goal game. The challengers have the ball. This is the Victoria Leprechauns, Riley Marsh. Jackson Boyd goes high to low. It bounces out front. Almost a great chance. Big collision there with Matt Dunbar running over Colton Lidstone, who didn't particularly love that contact. So Dunbar gives him a cross check, and that's going to lead, of course, to Lidstone going and setting a pretty hard pick on Jamie Dunbar. I'm not sure he realized it was the brother. That one gets out of play. It did go off of a privateer, so it will be a fresh 30 for Victoria. And one of the volunteer staff down in the penalty box just reached out to give a ball to referee Keith Gagne, and he can just barely reach over the top. It was pretty cute. Just over the boards. Stepan Friedel comes around the pick from Vyson. Marsh rips one. Reshny gets it. Boy, Cole Reshny is really making a name for himself. Alex Bichard. Oh, Kerrigan wasn't ready for it. It's going to be a turnover. Perry goes, but he's 1-on-3, 1-on-4. Again, Privateer so responsible defensively. Oh, Glenn Holmes kind of getting up into the face of Colton Lidstone. Not enough to raise the arm, and we continue with the 5-4 lead. Lidstone cutting towards, or walking towards the middle, over to Vyson. Sorry, that's Braden Hickey to Friedel. Tried to get one over to the far side. Behind the back pass, doesn't quite connect with Cullen. Reshny gets it, and they're going to say Cullen went through the crease. So it will be possession to the Privateers. Nova Scotia has shown over the last couple of years that they can find a way to win. That's what they're doing again so far this year. They had a huge game against the German Shepherds last year. It came down to the final moments. With 1 second to go, Zach Kerrigan scored a goal off a bouncing ball around the crease, a diving one-handed wrap to put it in the far side. That kept their dream alive. They turned it into a second straight championship. Can they do the same? So far, Victoria is showing that they can find ways to win. Liam Phillips, maybe primary among those, as he hammers that one home. We're going to take a look from the ref cam as Brian Robb. Great movement by the Leprechauns. Nice pass by Graydon Susi. I mean, not perfect, it was kind of low, but it was there in time, and Phillips just pounds it past the foot. 5-5, we're all tied. 9.5 to go here in the third period. Kerrigan. Some jousting over on the far side. Kerrigan tries to go underneath. Bee sting pick, and another one from McDonald. I'm sorry, from Smeltzer. Kerrigan swats it down into the corner. And with exactly 3 minutes gone in the third period, it's going to be Victoria possession. Matt Perry coming over center. Kerrigan will race over towards Lidstone. Going to head to the bench. He will head to the bench. Get some fresh legs out there, but that pass bounced up and out of play. Officials just stopping play to let the goalie Dubensky know. Nova Scotia with possession. McShane peeling off a check. Rolls another one, scores! Ian McShane, another goal, and that is sensational from the veteran. My goodness. Ian McShane's a good player. I'm not sure we have often seen that level of activity. The one spin, the second spin, diving towards the net. Beautiful, beautiful play by Ian McShane. He is fired up about this group, loves being part of their leadership group. Just one of those guys you can sit and talk lacrosse with for as long as you have available. They get it back after taking the 6-5 lead through the stick of Jeremy Baumeister. He's going to try and get away from the checking, but Nyek knocks it free, and it looks like Graydon Susi will come away with it. Lobs it ahead, just gets it to Friedel. He has to double clutch to get it. They move into the offensive zone. Still lots of time in the shot clock. Friedel to Boyd. Lidstone running past him. Victoria taking their time. Marsh cutting through the middle as Friedel takes the pass over along the boards. Cuts out over the restraining line. Lidstone looking to underneath, comes out over the top. Tries to get it to Marsh. It just flips over to Reshny instead. He very calmly just tosses the ball out to Glenn Holmes. And here's Kerrigan. So much of this offense flows through Kerrigan. He hasn't been as productive as he has in the past, but he's still such a key component to this club. Pass across off the stick of Broussard. Oh, Phillips can't manage that one. He's chasing it down. They're screaming it off the boards. What a race by Tyson Carvery. And then Spider-Man's off the boards to head back up the other way. Now he's going to say, I'm staying for some offense. Give me the ball, let me do something. He literally takes that pass from out of the stick of his teammate, Mitch Broussard. Now he's going to go to the bench, Tyson Carvery. That is the definition of an energy shift. Oh, Broussard gets it. Squeaker off the near post, far post. Leprechauns coming forward. That's a tough pass for Susi to handle. Manages to get it and just pizza pie plates it up. Oh, man. Up towards the offense. Cullen leaves it for Lidstone. Brett Draper on him. The ball's out outside the restraining line. Lidstone, the first one there. Shoots. 30-second clock had gone. I know the Victoria fans are cheering, thinking it's a goal, but the referee already had his hand on his head, indicating the expiration of the 30 when that shot went in. There's no question it's the right call. That will not appease the folks wearing green, but it is the right call. Kerrigan, he wants to shoot. He does. That's hard off the boards. Diving attempt by Broussard, doesn't get it. And here's a chance for Nyek. Shoots off the leg of Reshny, and it's going to be Privateer's ball. Nice chance by Nyek. Bit of a swat by Friedel. More sound than anything. Wasn't too much contact. Here's McDonald. Diving underhand, single hand shot attempt by Kerrigan. He wants possession. I think we're getting a crease violation. And whoa, it's a pretty zesty pass. Harstead comes up with it, but he's immediately locked onto by Jamie Dunbar. Gets over to Marsh, and he's immediately locked onto by Jeremy Baumeister. This Nova Scotia defense plays as a unit. They play tough and physical. They are assertive, coming out to check you, and they come back together to crash down very well. But there's a chance, as falling was Mark Seward. I didn't see what that call was. I just see the indication that it's going to be a Victoria ball. Cullen moves it over. Here's Thomas Weisen. Weisen scores! Thomas Weisen gets one back to tie it up for the Leprechauns with 5 minutes to go. We're all tied at 6-6. That is one Reshny would like to have back, just kind of handcuffs him. A little bit awkward. Yeah, off the one leg pad, just creeps in. Thomas Weisen was traded earlier in this week for the second time for Zach Mans, his friend, both lefty forwards. After his first year in junior in intermediate in Victoria, he was traded for Mans from Nanaimo. Went on, led the league in scoring as a junior in Nanaimo. Mans also having a great junior career. Victoria Senior A drafted him. Now they've traded him to Nanaimo for Zach Mans. There's one more layer to that we're going to get to in a moment. Here's a drive to the net by Kerrigan. Great defensive slide by Phillips. Drives Kerrigan to the ground. 7 left on the shot clock. Underhand by Holmes. Bounced off Dubensky, but but he got enough to knock it out of the way. They throw it ahead to Harstad. Oh, he chests the ball to try and control it, but was turned a little bit too much the wrong way, and it bounces up into the stands. Broussard over to the far side. McKay keeps it moving. Here's Patty Quinn. Turns into a bounce pass. Jump shot. And Matt Perry absolutely flattens Mitch Broussard. Broussard would go back and do it again. And the emphatic through the crease signal by Matusz Tilsher, much to the delight of the reffing group to my right. It's tied 6-6, 3:48 to go. What a game we have here. Comes over to Weisen, the recent scorer. He's going to step across the top. Passes it behind the net. Dunk attempt. That might be a goal. It is a goal. What a great play. I think that's Stepan Friedel. Yes, the local lad comes through. Look at this pass by Weisen. An absolute rocket down to Friedel, who dives out. Reshney trying to get back and cover his post and his crossbar. Actually knocks the net back, but falls into it and is helpless to stop this one. Victoria goes ahead. So the other layer to the Mans Weisen situation is that Thomas Weisen's girlfriend is Reese Mans, the sister of Zach. They've been together for about 5 years. Very fascinating. And here's the other thing. Colton Lidstone's in Nanaimo. Thomas Weisen's going to Nanaimo. They've played together. Weisen with another shot. He's trying to get the Vancouver Islanders a little bit of space. Matt Darnborough will hand it off, one of the alternate captains, as we go under 3 minutes. Stay with us post-game for the presentation of the championship trophy, the tournament awards, the all-star team. We'll have closing ceremonies. Kerrigan going to the net, scores! Zach Kerrigan will not be denied. He ties it up 7-7 with 2:43 to go. Kerrigan underneath, over the top. And that's Liam Phillips that's coming down to try and help on him. Murphy with almost a hold. Phillips, who's been one of the best players in the tournament, and they cannot combine to stop Zach Kerrigan. Holmes slides into the boards with some contact down in the corner. They're going to say withholding on Holmes as he's lying on top of the ball, and it's going to be Victoria possession. And this might be the first moment where the entire arena has caught its breath in the last half hour or so. Colton Lidstone lobs it across. Here's Weisen. Friedel feeds it through, can't connect with Weisen. It's loose in the corner. Ian Connors has it. You may be wondering what happens if we're still tied at the end of regulation. Because all tournament, we've had shootouts. That would not happen here. This one will go until it is done in overtime. Sudden victory, sudden death, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have a champion decided in regular play. There's a shot off the post, off the back of Hřebeský. He spun around quickly to trap it against his leg. It looked like it may take one more bounce and go back into the net. Did not get there. Here's the replay. Great angle. Yeah, it actually looked like it was sitting fairly well on his leg, but still, better safe than sorry. Trapped that one. Friedel comes across the top. Finds Boyd. Lane opens up for him. That's well off the target. Comes back. It'll be an over and back as we're under a minute and a half. What a great crowd. All the seats are full. We've got some substantial bleachers at the end to our left. Those are full. We're standing about 15 deep at the end of the other end of the rink over by the clubhouse, and everyone is on the edge of their seat or on the tip of their toes as we reach the final minute or so. Oh, what a stop! Oh my goodness, Pete Hřebeský. John McDonald can't believe he didn't score that goal. Phillips coming over center. 60 seconds in regulation time. Riley Marsh. Takes a look up at the screen, see where everybody is. Pass to Marsh. Twister, that's off the shoulder of Reshny or the crossbar. So it's going to be a fresh third, but the Privateers get it. Here's Kerrigan. Oh, he has that look that he gets when he wants to make something happen. He's going to slow down, though. There's nowhere to go right away, so he's going to take his time, set up. 16 on the shot clock, 28 on the game clock. So better 12-second difference. Each team does have one timeout to use, so those could come into play very shortly. Kerrigan fakes it, rips it. That's way off the mark, but it goes straight to his teammate. Oh, almost a hat trick for McShane. The Leprechauns get it. Nick has the ball. Victoria takes a timeout with 9.4 seconds remaining. Wow. This is not a bad game. Hřebeský is standing by the bench. Victoria's not really tipping their hand because they've only got a couple players on the floor. Often you can tell, if there's 5 guys standing on the floor, they're going to keep the goalie in. If there's 6, they're going to pull the goalie. Don't know. Hřebeský is not tipping their hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 come out, and 6 come out, and Hřebeský goes in. They will take the extra attacker. Might as well. 8 seconds. They don't have time to wait. They're going to go. Lidstone. Device back to Lidstone. There's a chance, a rip. Saved by Reshny. The pregnant pause before the official signaled no goal just about killed all of us. But we are going to overtime. We'll have a 2-minute break, and then we will put up the first overtime period. We will be hunting for a golden goal. We'll have 5 minutes up on the board. We're going to see some of the highlights while we wait for this period to get going. There's a 2-minute break, there's a minute 10 left of it, and they're checking. Both teams are checking to see if they're switching ends. No, they're indicating they stay at their ends, so they're going to be in the end where their net is. The goalies will be nearest the bench. That means lefties first out the door for Victoria, righties first out the door for Nova Scotia. There you see the crowd. And I know there's one person texting right now. That's because it's the break. Everyone is engrossed in this game. The officials are ready. The teams are coming out on the floor. We are going to overtime. Who do you think should win this game? I know nobody should lose it. What terrific teams, terrific lacrosse. And here we go. Dunbar had the clamp, tries to scoop it up. It's actually going to be grabbed by Baumeister. Protecting it along the boards. Friedel on him, but Baumeister fights through. Hands it off to Zach Kerrigan. Here's the first possession of overtime. Can they end it quickly? Kerrigan tries to, it's blocked out front. Hřebeský on it. The lob pass is going to go right out of bounds, right into the penalty bench. Nova Scotia gets another possession. Kerrigan starts with it again, flips it over, this time to Mitch Broussard. Broussard gets this one back. Kerrigan near the boards will cut out, big pick. Tries to squeeze through, shoots, stopped by Hřebeský. Hřebeský pops up And Liam Phillips will head up the floor. Almost a winner. Colton Lidstone, he's been hot for Victoria. He's going to hand it over to Boyd, and Bison will see what he can generate. Cuts down from the restraining line, pass through to Boyd. Big hit coming. Colton Lidstone scores! Colton Lidstone with the golden goal on Victoria's first overtime possession. The gear is flying. The Leprechauns are jubilant. They circle Pete Dubensky. The Victoria Leprechauns are your 2025 Aleš Hřebeský Memorial Champions. What a night under the lights here in Radotín. There's so much more to come. We will have the presentations of the tournament trophy, of course. We'll have the top player awards. We will have the tournament all-star team. And it will all be coming shortly, but we're going to have to give the Leprechauns a few minutes to enjoy this moment. Wow, what a 4-day celebration of the game of lacrosse. Ending in a beautiful shot by Colton Lidstone, bouncing that one through. The reign of the Privateers for now has ended. They will be back. The Leprechauns, you can bet your bottom dollar, will be back to defend their crown. One thing that has come up often in conversation this week during the tournament is the level of play, the competitiveness and parity. There have been very good teams for quite a while at the Aleš Hřebeský Memorial. The top end isn't rising necessarily. I mean, the play is very, very good at the top, but the big thing is there are more and more teams that are competitive, can aspire to championships. As they take the quest for the title seriously, although not too seriously. It is also a fun and social environment. You see the Privateers consoling each other as they shake hands with the referees. There will be closing ceremonies following the presentations. All the teams invited down onto the floor to be part of this ceremony. The Leprechauns shaking hands now with the officials. We'll just run quickly through all the results from today, as the final placements in this tournament were set. The 23rd place game, the Bratislava Bats beating Seoul box-lacrosse. Seoul, their first time here. Big night for them, or a big event for them. They do come last, but they got some great experience. Lose 9-7 to Bratislava, who had a very disappointing tournament. They dropped quite a ways. They actually had Marshall King and Casey Jackson from the Las Vegas Desert Hogs, Noah Labar on that team, also an NLL player. It just didn't work out for them. That gives you an idea of the level of talent that is at the tournament and how difficult it is to come and win. 21st place, Minneapolis Wheat Kings, a new entrant here. Finally, they've been trying to get in. They get into the tournament. They win 21st place. They were tied in their silver group. All the new teams go into silver. They were with TJ Malashidze and the Moon Bears, tied for first in their pool. And those teams happen to finish, we'll see later, 12th and 16th. So this 21st place does not mean Minneapolis is not competitive with teams well above them in the results. They just finished third in the tiebreakers. Chocolats they beat had Sean Evans, future NLL Hall of Famer, among its players. He is the coach of the Swiss national team. The 19th place game saw the Istanbul Sultans beat Lacrosse Zabraslav. Zabraslav just across the river from Radotín. A 6-5 win in a shootout on that one for Istanbul. 17th place saw the Peterborough Lakers, another new entrant that got a lot of attention. They had a bit of an adjustment to this tournament style, as people do. They got playing very well as the tournament went on, but they wound up 17th after beating Lacrosse Nizhny Mesto 6-3 in that game. The 15th place game is very important because 15 of the 24 teams are automatically invited back for next year's tournament. So that 15th place game is a real do or die for those teams. Although TJ Malashidze is a local club, so I'm not sure if they get an automatic entry. Don't really know all those details, and there's a bit of a shroud of mystery over getting into the tournament. But the Res Dogs hold on to their position in the tournament with a big win. 4-3, very exciting. Scoreless in the first half, all 7 goals coming in the second half of that game. 13th place was the German Shepherds with a bunch of German